So it's Erev Shabbos once again. And this is not just like any other Shabbos. Erev Shabbos Shuva. It's the last stop we have before Yom Kippur. We've embarked on this journey 40 days ago, Rosh Chodesh Elul. We embarked on the journey of Tshuva, the journey back home to Har Sinai, back home to our innocent youth, back home to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we had many stops along the way. Chodesh Elul, Slichus, Erev Rosh Hashanah, Erev Shabbos Shuva, the last stop before Yom Kippur. What have we achieved? Did we get there? I speak only for myself, but I don't think so. I still feel so far away. So what's the prognosis? What are our chances to be Zeicha B'Din? Very grim, very slim. Mi yizkelo fornechu b'din. Could anybody be Zeicha b'midas adin? Hen b'malachov yosim tohona. Not even angels in the heavens could be Zeicha b'midas adin. Our only chance is rachamim. So we're desperately looking for zgulas. Are there any zgulas to achieve midas rachamim? Well, there are three fundamental ones that we mention in the Tfilas and Yom HaMerul: Tshuva, Tefillah, Tzedakah, Ma'avir and Esroah HaGzera. But when we think about the big three, Tshuva, Tefillah, and Tzedakah, we're disenchanted, disillusioned, and deeply troubled. Because the Rambam defines Tshuva Gemura in Hilchos Shuva, Ad sheyoid olav yodea taluma shelo yoshuv lezeachet liyolam. Person needs to stand before HaKadosh Baruch Hu and say, Rabbeinu Shalom, look into my heart and testify. Look into my heart and see, I promise, never again will I sin. Never again will I do this. It's easy to fool your friends. You could fool yourself, but you cannot fool HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Woe is to the one who tries. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yodea Machshavos, Boichem Kaloyes V'Leiv. How many people could stand before HaKadosh Baruch Hu and say, I promise, never again will I sin, will I transgress. Who could say that? I can't. I think very few could. How about Tefillah? The Rambam writes in Hilchos Tefillah like Avona Eino Tefillah. It's not even defined as Tefillah. How far are we from proper Kavana? An amazing Yerushalmi Brochas Yud Zayin in the base. Rav Acha says, his palalevamotza asmoi b'shomea tefilo chazok shekiven. Person started davening. Suddenly, he finds himself at Shomea Tefillah. And he has no idea, how did I get here? How did I get here? He doesn't remember all the brachas that come before Shomea Tefillah. Chazaka, he probably said everything up to there. See, Yerushalmi and Brochas Yud Zayin. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? How many of you, since the first day of Rosh Hashanah, never skipped Zochein L'chaim, Chsoiv L'chaim Toiv, Michu Mechu Avarachmim, HaMelech HaKodesh? We are so far from proper Kavanah. Rav Matanya, that's the same Yerushalmi Brochas Yud Zayin, he says, let us thank our joints, our hips, our knees, our spine. They know when to bow down, even though we forget. It's like a ritual. Those were the great Amirom of the Yerushalmi. What could we say? So could we rely on tefillah? No. Tzedakah? Maybe. Are we totally honest with our tzedakahs? Do we give maisa? Some of us. The haves, not the have-nots, the wealthy. Some of them should be giving a chomish. So could we rely on tshuva, tefillah, tzedakah? No. It's not that we won't try. Of course we will. We'll do our best. Tshuva, tefillah, and tzedakah. But we need some other sgulas. Are there any? Yes, there are. And I strongly recommend Achazti velo arpeno. And they are dafka in the realm of Beinodam Mechaveroi. Twice in Shas, Rosh Hashanah Yud Zayin Yom Achov Gimel. Hamavir al midoisav HaKadosh Baruch Hu mavir al kol psha'av. Hamavir al midoisav. If you are forgiving, Kadosh Baruch Hu forgives you. So Ploni Almoini hurt my feelings. He wasn't machabed me. And I can't forgive him. That was 10 years ago. Please. Isn't it time to forgive? When you forgive, you achieve forgiveness. Ayoshev b'meroimim looks down on us. And he judges us the way we judge others. Hamavir al-medoisa mavirin lo al kol pshov mido keneged mido. There's a posuk in Tehillim, Hashem tzilcha. So Poshet Pshat is, the word tzel has two different meanings in Lashon Kodesh. Shade. Person sits betzel, he sits in the shade. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu misochech aleinu. He gives us shade. We sit betzel knafav. V'hu magen aleinu, min hasharav, min hashemesh, min hamotor. But tzel also means a shadow. Your shadow. The Baal Shem Tov and Reb Chaim Evolozhin, two giants representing two very different schools of thought. The Baal Shem Tov and the greatest Talmud of the Vilna Gaon. So the Baal Shem Tov is quoted in Kiddushas Levi Parshas Nosoi. Reb Chaim Evolozhin, Nefesh HaChaim Sha'ar Aleph Perek Zayim B'Hagah. Their interpretation is Hashem Tzilcha, Hashem acts like your shadow. You can't fool your shadow. As fast as your movements might be, whatever you do, your shadow will do as well. That is the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu acts towards you, the way you act and react and interact with your friends, with your fellow people. That is the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu will treat you. If you are forgiving, Kadosh Baruch Hu is Moichel v'Solech. That's a Sgula. Hamerachem al abriyas marachem emolav min hashamayim. That's a Gemara Shabbos Kuf Nun Aleph. We find the same in Yerushalmi Bava Kama Lamed Vav. Siman ze yehei biyadcho. Emato moichel acheirem HaKadosh Baruch Hu moichel acho. Ein ato moichel, ein HaKadosh Baruch Hu moichel acho. Emato merachem al acheirem HaKadosh Baruch Hu merachem alecho. If you have no compassion, don't expect HaKadosh Baruch Hu's love. B'midah she'odam moidedi loy min hashumayim. Those are the precious goods. We are in the midst of a terrible pandemic. So some places in the world is relatively mild. And it's all is awful. We have thousands of new cases every day. Baruch Hashem, relatively very few deaths, very few levayos. The reason being the majority of new cases in our communities are Yeshiva Buchanan kids and Cheder. But we're very worried right after Yom Kippur. Thousands upon thousands of Yeshiva boys will be coming home to their homes, to their communities, and so many parents and grandparents will be at great risk. Hamerachem al habrius. Don't just think about yourself. You're younger, you're vibrant, you're healthy. Well, even if you get corona, you get through it relatively well. Think about your neighbor in shul, the one with a cane that barely could walk. Think about the old lady that lives next door and she walks around with a walker. And her great-granddaughter is going in Gan with your daughter or your granddaughter. They're going Gan together. Think about her. She might not make it. Think about your neighbor in Koilel that's going through chemotherapy. He might not make it. So this is a time in which we are demanded to think about others. And when you think about others, you achieve forgiveness. Hamerachim ala brias merachim olav min shumai. Those are the greatest goodness I could think of. And that's my bracha to all of you. Think about each other. Give a helping hand to each other. That is the way to achieve midas harachamim. That is the way to achieve forgiveness. We should all have a gemar chasim toiva. We so much hope. Kol so shona v'kir lo yiseya. We're still waiting to see tochel shona v'bir yiseya. Kodesh Baruch Hu should take this away. And I pray with the Kodesh Baruch Hu, if you take away COVID-19, please take away cancer as well. And some other things, we will be very happy if they go away. We should have a Shona Toiva Mesuko, Tochal Shinem V'Ber Cheseo. We should all have a Gemar Chasim Toiva. And this coming year should be a year of good health and Simcha and Nachas and Arbotzes Toiro. And more than anything else, it should be a Shnas Ge'ulo V'Yeshua. Bebias Moshiach Tzidkenu B'Mheiro V'Yomeinu Amen. A Gemar Chasim Toiva and a good Gebenshio to all of you.